Okay, so let's pick up where we left off on the last video. We created a very basic pipe with your controller, your hardware controller as the MIDI input, and then we have an output that can go straight to your DAW. So let's talk about the first tool we have here, which is the AList tool. So this is a very special tool in that while all other tools transform your MIDI in some ways, be it blocking some kind of information, changing some other kinds of information, maybe triggering some extra messages. This specific tool, all it does is it shows you the MIDI that it receives. So no transformation, what comes in goes out, but you can monitor it, which is very useful because, as you can imagine, with all of these tools, if you want to perform any changes, you need to know what needs to be changed into whatever it is you want to change it to, right? Say you want to send CC71 to your DAW. Whenever you press a certain button on your controller, well, if you don't know what information that button is actually sending, how can you convert that into CC71, right? So this tool is very useful for those purposes. And so this time around, I'm not on the go, so I have my MIDI controllers here connected. So let me show you what we can do here. So here you see all the kinds of messages that this tool can monitor. So I press a pad on my pad controller, right? You can see it's a note on message, you can see the channel, and you can see the actual raw MIDI data. When I release my finger, you can see the note off message. Now, among the raw MIDI data, you can even see the velocity. Next we have polyphonic aftertouch. Now I don't have that feature on my controller here, but I do have channel aftertouch. So as you can see, once I press a note, I can keep applying varying degrees of pressure, and all of those pieces of information will be recorded here. Very useful stuff. Next I want to show you program change messages, but I guess I could set this controller to send those as well, but I'm actually going to connect my keytar because I think that will allow me to show you another interesting thing. So here's my keytar, and look at that. My pane down here is flooded with these kind of active sensing messages, which, to be honest with you, I don't even know what those are. But here's a useful thing. You can just uncheck the box, and now those messages, while still being sent, right? This tool does not block any messages, but you can avoid monitoring them. And as you can see, I can press different controls. I can press some keys here on my keytar, and they will be displayed on here. So here you have program change messages, and of course you have pitch wheel messages as well, CCs. I'm pressing some buttons here. It all gets monitored as it should. Now, you can also set this to only monitor MIDI information on a specific channel. So I know that my MIDI notes on this controller are being sent on channel 1, but if I actually set this to something like 2, anything different from 1, I can play notes and nothing will be displayed here. Let me set this back to Omni. And then here you have some system type messages like active sensing, which we have already mentioned. Let me deactivate this kind of message first, so that I can show you MIDI clock start and stop messages, which for some reason they thought they would build into this 1987 toy controller that I have here. Beats me why they would do that, but I'm very happy they did. So as you can see, start and stop messages. You can start and stop playback of your session in your DAW like that. And if I activate this message as well, whenever I press start, you can see all that timing clock information. When I press stop, it stops being sent. So very useful stuff. Now these other types of messages, I honestly don't know what they are really. I don't have any controllers that can actually send those kinds of messages, so I cannot show you those, but rest assured they will be monitored here. So the final options you have on this tool is you can clear your pane here, right? You can remove all the monitor data up until that point, get a fresh, clean start. And you can also choose how to display the actual raw MIDI data. Do you want to use the decimal system or the hexadecimal system? Set this to hex. And as you can see, I'm playing now some notes, but the numbers are different. It's a different numeric system. Now, for the purposes of what I am doing with MidiPipe, I don't really need that, right? Let me show you the AppleScript trigger tool, the king of all tools, right? That will perform AppleScript actions based on the MIDI information that you send into MidiPipe. So we're going to discuss this in detail in a future video, but for now, have a look at this. This part basically is the MIDI information. These are those raw numbers you were seeing earlier, and those are using the decimal system. So I would leave this set to decimal unless you have a specific reason not to do so. Right, so that was pretty much it. So in the next video, we're going to have a look at the message converter kind of tool, which is very, very powerful. So please be looking forward to that. If this was useful to you and you want to support the channel, please consider becoming a member. That would help me out a lot. And of course, you get some cool digital perks. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.